eating healthy is so important, and it really makes a big difference in your life. I'm Chef Zoe. I am the chef that conducts most of the cooking demonstrations here in this kitchen at the Cancer Center. And we have an amazing dietitian here next to me.
Hello.
That is going to be my sous chef and the dietitian, to answer certain questions that you might have regarding nutrition values of the recipes, right? And today we have two amazing recipes. They're spring seasonal produce. And I love this season because you find berries, all kinds of delicious stuff in the market, like strawberries, right?
Yes.
So we have the fruity quinoa salad, and of course we have to have something sweet and delicious. And it's the soaked berries with low-fat whipped cream or whipped topping. So before I start with the class, I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to our dietitian so she can give you some good information about seasonal fruits, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Morgan. So you have a handout right there at the beginning. So there's just a ton of perks to eating your fresh produce in season. It means it's going to be fresher. It's when it has the most nutrients. We always say, I don't know if you've heard dietitians say before, that fresh is best. So it's always best to do it that way if you can. It's going to be cheaper at this time of year. And then also, if we're home cooking, these are a lot healthier options. I'm sure you could get a lot of these things store-bought or at a restaurant, but when you make it at home, you know that the ingredients are fresh and as healthy as possible. And then also a lower calorie snack option for you. So we have a lot of fresh ingredients up here, mostly fruits, but some veggies. But there are a ton of things in season right now, and so there's a list there to the side. So I'll kind of talk through some of the ingredients as we go about some of the perks to them.
And one of the main things, or I think a really fun way of accommodating these fruits and veggies, is utilizing a superfood. And today we're going to use one of the superfoods in one of the recipes, which is the quinoa. Quinoa is that kind of superfood that you can utilize it sweet or savory.
Right.
And today we're going to do actually both in the quinoa, because we do in fruit as well as onions and other ingredients that is going to be really good for those that really like sweet and savory dishes together. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the first recipe. And what I like about this recipe is it's simple ingredients, simple recipes that you don't have to spend a whole day in the kitchen, right? So first we have some quinoa that we're going to put in the bowl. And anybody here ever had quinoa or never had it? It's so good, isn't it? I like it in the mornings as like an oatmeal option, right?
Yeah, it's an ancient grain. It kind of became popular a couple years ago, but it's a good source of protein and fiber.
Yeah.
One of the best, actually, as far as grains go.
And they said it's a grain, but it's actually a seed, right?
Yes.
Something like that.
Sounds like a
So we have our
starchy
quinoa. It's a good, and it has a lot of omegas. So this is really, really good fiber. I'm going to go ahead and before I start adding all the other ingredients, the remaining ingredients, I'm going to make a really simple vinaigrette. And what I did, I have some mandarins here from a can, and what you want to do is reserve some of the juice because we're going to utilize it for the vinaigrette that I'm going to prepare. So I have it right here. We're going to go ahead and add a little bit. And the amounts, you have it in the recipe. So if you want to take a look of how much of everything you'll be needing. We have some oil here. We have some lemon juice or lime juice or orange juice. Either citrus will work with this, right? And, of course, we have our olive oil. And before we do this, I'm going to go ahead and add a pinch of cayenne pepper. Just a little bit, because a little bit goes a long way. It's pretty spicy. And you're going to feel that it has a lot of antioxidants, right? So it's good for you.
Yeah, spices are great for antioxidants.
So as you do this, I'm going to go ahead and add the olive oil. Okay. And we're just going to marry all the stuff together. Here we go, just a little bit, maybe 2 tablespoons, and actually you're going to see how much you need. It's looking pretty good. As you mix it, as you whip these ingredients, you're gonna notice right away how thick it's going to get, right? So for that, as you continue to move, I'm going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper.
This is a nifty tool.
Isn't it good? Do you like it?
Yes. What is it?
Yeah.
A whisk?
It is a whisk, yeah. I love it. I really
You guys
like
see
it.
that? I've never used one of these.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
As a chef, you're always trying to look for those little tools that make you look more professional than what you are, right? At least it makes you look more professional. So you can see right away how it changes. I really like it for my egg whites. When I'm
Yeah.
making cakes, it really helps me, and for whipped cream and stuff like that, it's really good. So we have it here, so I'm going to put it aside. And we're going to continue with the other ingredients. For the other ingredients, I'm going to move all this so y'all can actually see really well. I'm going to move this over here. Why don't you add some blueberries? Some blueberries. And I'm going to leave the mandarins here. You
Okay.
can do oranges as well. So you want to add them here as well.
Add this.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the onions. And if you don't have blueberries, another ingredient, you can definitely do raspberries. You can do strawberries, right?
Yeah. Yeah. This recipe is great because you can kind of throw in any fresh fruits
Fresh
that
fruit that you have.
in there.
Especially if they're seasonal. We have some cranberries. It's not in the recipe, but I wanted to tell you how you can accommodate this recipe by adding other stuff. Dry fruit will be a good option as well.
Mhm.
But I'm doing cranberries just because I added just a little bit of blueberries. I didn't have enough blueberries, so I have to think and be creative, right?
Outside the box. All of
Outside
them?
of the box. So, cucumbers. Yeah, all of them. And the cucumbers, I'm doing the English cucumbers. So therefore, you can absolutely utilize the skin. The skin is okay. But if you're going to use the regular cucumbers, they're too waxy. So therefore, do recommend that you peel them before you use them. So I really like this option.
Cucumbers are a good way to add some crunch in there.
Right? And some freshness as well.
Some freshness.
So more cucumbers. So if you want to mix those with one of the spoons I have in there, Morgan, that would be great. So when I was making this recipe, I was thinking mint right away. Mint and cucumber go so well together. Other ingredients that I was thinking we can utilize is feta cheese. Maybe some kind of nut, maybe some walnuts, maybe some almonds. That would be a good option as well,
Yeah.
right? That's looking so beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty and colorful.
And another ingredient that I do have here that we can do is mango. Mango is a great option, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I've been eating a lot? Papaya. Papaya will be a good option for this. If you like papaya, I think it's a great option for this. What I do with the papaya, I saute my quinoa with a little bit of coconut oil, and I put some either spinach or kale and saute it as well with this, or I can do both. And then when it's ready, I just put a bunch of papaya and mango on top. It is a great way of eating your quinoa too.
Yum.
So you get some sweetness, some savory in there.
Yeah.
So
These are also good recipes for now that the weather's getting warmer and how hot it gets in Texas. Besides the cooking the quinoa, you're not putting on the stove or using the oven or anything like that.
this is quick and ready.
Yeah.
So what I do, if you make 1 cup of quinoa, more than likely you're going to end up with 3 cups, right? It's going to be a lot. So just separate it and maybe use 1 cup to make a salad, another one to kind of like make some oatmeal in the morning.
Mhm.
Instead of doing oatmeal, you can definitely do quinoa with bananas, with cinnamon, with almond milk, with
Yeah.
coconut milk.
Set
Or
some aside for dinner. I
Yes.
eat mine with my salmon or whatever meat I'm eating
Oh,
that
yes.
night, just as a side.
even to make, you can use this to make some burgers as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that will be a great option. Okay, so this is ready pretty much. We're just going to add the vinaigrette. Put this over here. And that's going to be ready. I have a plate over here that I set up with cucumbers and some lemons just to make it look pretty. Wow, look at you. You're so good at mixing all the quinoa and veggies.
The tough
Okay.
job.
The tough one. Okay, so let's go ahead and add some salad here. So even basil will be a good option, right?
Yeah.
And the fun part about this class is you get to try the recipes. How amazing is that? Is this your first time here in the class? I can tell you guys are enjoying this recipe right now. So you put as much salad as you like. And of course, I have some fresh mint over here that I can utilize. And instead of putting a big thing here, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do some leaves around,
Yeah,
right?
Pretty. It smells good.
So and it's gonna smell really nice. Because not everybody's gonna get the mint if I just put it in the middle. Some people will like myself, I would like to get the mint. It's refreshing. So all we do is just put it around, and this is your result. So if you don't have blueberries, you can definitely do raspberries and blackberries, whatever is in season. We recommend that you utilize what's in season just because it's less expensive and it's at its best, and it is going to be much better for you, right?
Yeah.
The benefits are going to be at point. So
Right.
maybe you do want to utilize whatever is available. So, and you did give out the list of produce that are in season right now,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
I was thinking pineapple, maybe some mango, maybe some. I like jicama. I don't know if you ever tried jicama. It's a really nice. If you don't want to do cucumbers, you can definitely do some jicama for this recipe. You name it. I mean, whatever it's in season.
Yeah.
Pineapples will be good as well,
Yeah.
right? So for the second recipe, we have soaked berries with low-fat whipped cream or whipped topping. And this one, it is one of my favorite ones because especially if you're making brunch or you inviting a lot of people over, you can make this kind of fruit salad, and you can have it before your brunch, before your eggs, before your oatmeal. It's a great option to start the day in the morning with some fresh fruits,
Yeah.
right? So for this one, I have another container here. Let me put it over here. And we're going to do blueberries. So accommodate the ingredients that you have available, just like I did, because I didn't have any blackberries. So what I did have some blueberries, so I wanted to use some blueberries. So that's what we're using today. Raspberries are it's kind of like my favorite thing. You like
I
raspberries?
love raspberries. Yeah,
love
all
it.
these berries are super high in phytochemicals, which can be anti-cancer benefits to all of those. Really high in vitamin C and some of the B vitamins as well.
As you explained the benefits, I'm going to cut the strawberries. Strawberries
Okay.
look so pretty, right?
And she said you could do it for brunch, but I'm someone who likes something sweet, like after I eat dinner. So it'd be a quick, healthy dessert, but that still satisfies that sweet craving.
Absolutely.
And like she said, you can use any berries. I mean, you could do this with still the mandarin oranges that we did over here. The blackberries would be good.
yes.
Really, any fresh fruit you have, this recipe is also going to work with. So again, it's very versatile.
And I was thinking if you do not want to do the whipped cream, the low fat, a great option, which is the option that I always use, is Greek yogurt. The plain flavor, and you add a little bit of honey to that. It is amazing. You don't, and it's good protein for
Yeah,
you.
Greek yogurt's awesome. And
Calcium.
you really can't, Greek yogurt can be masked pretty easily. So when it's with the sweet fruit, and if you add a little bit of honey, if you didn't tell anybody, they probably wouldn't even really know
Won't
the
even know,
difference.
right? Yes, exactly. You are so
If you have
right.
any picky eaters.
Right?
So this is also going to be high fiber because fruits are a lot high in fiber. So that's going to be a good way to get that in as well.
So we put in some, when I was making this, I was like, whoa, mangoes will be such a great
Yeah,
option,
mangoes would be
right?
good.
And mango is one of
Pineapple.
the fruits that we forgot to add to this, but I'm going to add it in a minute. I left it for last because I want to show you how to cut the mango. Is it complicated to cut the mangoes? Right? I had a class like 2 weeks ago, and they were like, I just need to know how to cut the
Right.
mango because it's so, it looks so complicated. And for me, it's so easy because I grew up eating mango. So it became really easy for me since I was little. Since I was 7, I would help my mom in the kitchen. And now it's so easy. But a lot of people, they're not used to the fruit. Sometimes they don't buy it, even if it's seasonal, just because you feel like, I don't want to mess with that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you there's no easy way to cut the mangoes, bottom line. You just have to be patient, right? There's no way. Okay, so strawberries go in here. And I'm going to show you, or I'm going to tell you what I did different for this recipe. I did not use the Splenda. I did raw honey. So therefore, if you're going to do the honey, you want to make sure that you don't put it directly to the fruit. You want to do something, utilize like another bowl with juice, and then mix it really, really well. and then add it to the fruit. Otherwise, the honey is going to be really thick, and
Sticky.
you're gonna break the raspberries,
Yeah.
right? So let's get some pomegranate juice. So if you don't want to go to the store because you don't have pomegranate juice, another thing that you can do that I do it all the time is utilize the juice of the fresh orange. It's a great way of adding more vitamins,
Yeah,
right?
vitamin C super high for orange juice.
So just a little bit, and then I'm gonna do my honey, honey. And we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna let you mix it with my little piggy.
Okay.
How fun is that?
Another cute whisk.
Yes, so I'm going to let you do that here. And I'm going to cut some mango and some, well, you have to have some mint for this recipe. It's going to add some, it's
Good
going to take
flavor.
it to the next level,
Yeah.
believe me. So how easy is this? You can definitely make some waffles in the morning, some pancakes, and top it with this kind of fruit. You can top it in quinoa and so many
Yeah,
things,
that's gonna be
and
good with that, too.
oatmeal, right?
Yes. One thing, Chef Zoe, I don't know if you were going to talk about this. I've
Yeah.
never done this before, but I've heard about it, watching how to wash the berries. Just because they are dirty, I rinse mine in water, but I think it's definitely a good idea. I never knew a recipe to do it, so you know more about it.
Yeah,
than I do,
so in order for you to really get rid of the chemicals and how dirty sometimes the strawberries look, I would recommend that you actually soak them with white vinegar. And you can do that for like not even 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes. And then make sure that you rinse them out really, but you soak them with just not vinegar. You have to do a combination with, it shows you here, 1 cup of vinegar plus 3 cups of water. And let them soak for like 8 to 10 minutes. Then you have to rinse them really, really well to get rid of the acid of the vinegar. But I think, and it gives you instructions here. So take it home, and for me, I think the strawberries is kind of like the ones that I really worry. I would not do that with raspberries because raspberries are going to break really easy with the vinegar. But the blueberries and the raspberries, you can definitely do that. And you can do that with a lot of other fruits and vegetables. Just make sure they're not really sensitive like the raspberries, right? Blackberries will be a good option as well. So I think that's good information if you want to do it that way. That looks really good already. You want to go ahead and add it here
Yeah.
while I do the mint?
Okay.
Mint smells so good.
Yeah, it does smell good.
I love making cucumber mint lemonade.
Oh.
When spring starts, I want you to smell this because it's so
Yum.
good, right? So you do want to chop the mint because you get the really essential oils from the mint instead of just adding it like that, or you can break it with your hands. But bottom line, you want to break it. That way you can, right away, as soon as you break one leaf, it's just going to give you that really amazing smell, right? Just let's do this. And you just want to chop, 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 chop. And add it here. And right away, this takes the entire recipe to the next level. This is so amazing. So we mix it, making sure that the raspberries are not going to break. And you want to cover this and put it in the fridge for like 30 minutes because you want to soak up even the night before, I think it's a perfect time to do it. You want to do it the night before and have it ready in the morning. This is so good.
Yeah, that mint smell is strong.
So strong,
Now that
right?
She chopped it up.
So, it's being soaked. Let's pretend. Right? So we just put it here,
It's pretty.
and it looks beautiful. When I do something like this, I make sure that I have a white plate. It makes the fruit look
Yeah.
even more amazing, right?
The mint in
We
there
clean it.
adds that pop of color as well.
Absolutely. And for this, I'm going to get, where's my lemon? I'm just going to put this right here. Because we already have some mint, we have some green in there. And then we still have to add, I'm going to get to the mango, but I'm going to add some cream to this, and I'm going to show you what I have. Voila!
Did you make that already?
This is a fancy, yeah. Let's start here. You don't want to go straight to the presentation plate because you don't know how this is going to act.
Oh.
See? It would have been a big mess. So maybe you just want to make 1, 2. Of course, this plate is not just for you. It's for several people, right? So don't think you have to eat all this whipped cream.
But you can if you want.
It's low fat, but still. So that's beautiful, isn't it? I'm going to put this over here. And trash. So for the mango, let's get this baby. You have to make sure your cutting board, first of all, is clean, but it's dry enough. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem with that, right? A good knife, you cut one end. And when you cut in this end, you're making sure that you get a really nice flat cut. You don't want to cut it like this because the bottom line is that you want to use this as the kind of like stabilize. Yeah. So we cut the other end. And I like using the tip of the knife instead of using this because you put a lot of force on this side. So with the tip of the knife, you want to just put your fingers right here to make sure you're holding. Cut it. I always leave this for me. You have to just not let anything go to waste, right? Everybody's quiet.
I know.
Everybody's too
I've
quiet.
never bought a mango because I didn't know how to cut it, so.
So it's already getting a little wet, right? So make sure that you have a towel and you kind of like utilize it and see how it's acting up. Just make sure you grab it with force. Bless you. Okay. So at this point, I want to make sure this is cut straight again, right? As you go like that, maybe it's going to lose its form. So I got it back again. Like I said, there's no easy way, but you have to be patient. If you really like mangoes, then go for it, and don't be afraid. I'm going to get it nice and dry. So what I start, since I'm going to dice it, I'm going to cut one little piece, and then the other one. Then I'm going to go again around, and I'm going to do this around the seed. And bottom line, you really want to get as much mango as possible, right? Move it to the side. And at this point, you have all this goodness here. What I do, I flatten my mango. Let me move this over here. And I just use this right here to cut a little more. And then I flip it. And you cut some more. Kind of like you just go around and around, right? You cut some more because you don't want to really lose all this good stuff. So you cut some more. And then always kind of like this part of the mango, you lose a lot if you don't get it. So just kind of like try to get it like this. Go around. And you got a lot of mango. For this, you can leave it for you and enjoy it, right? But at this point, you just kind of like, you make sure you dry. And just dice like this. You can put some mango on top. You can leave this over here. And you just need a good knife, right? And it's getting wet, so continue to dry it. See what I was talking about, being patient? Dry it and then continue. And then you're going to become one of those professional mango choppers. So there we go. When I was little, I used to love, there was a big truck passing by my house, but the mangoes over there, they're different types, and my favorite ones were the baby ones, that you can actually put the whole thing in your mouth because the skin is so thin, and they are so sweet. It's just like eating a candy. They were my favorite ones. I don't think I can find them here ever, But that's why I was saying I'm so used to mangoes.
Yeah.
So that's how you cut your mango, and you try to get as much as pulp as possible so you won't lose any product. Let me cut it like this. So mangoes are good for you, right?
Mhm.
Bottom line, they have vitamins.
Yeah. Vitamin A is what mangoes are high in. And then also these are going to be the phytochemicals. Any of those fresh fruits, the phytochemicals, the antioxidants. Again, every ingredient we used is essentially anti-cancer prevention. So
That's why it's so important, instead of taking some multivitamins, how important it is for me to take advantage of seasonal
Right.
fruits and vegetables, because that's where we get our vitamins from,
Yeah.
right? And minerals.
yeah, and when they're the freshest, when they're in season, that's when the nutrients are the highest. That's when you're going to get the most vitamins and minerals out of them.
Absolutely. And local ingredients,
Yeah,
right?
local, yeah. Supporting your local community as well. I mean, the farmer's market, you're supporting your local farmers, your local community, but it's also probably going to be cheaper than if you would even go to a grocery store.
Absolutely.
No matter the season.
So look at all the mango. I wanted to show you how much mango you get. You get all this mango. And you don't need this whole mango for this recipe. You can definitely do a little bit aside. Keep it for the morning, for your oatmeal, for your pancakes. I like making jasmine rice with mango and coconut cream, and it is outstanding. So if you know how to make, you just make the rice, steam it, add a little bit of coconut milk or cream, add some mangoes, and it's a great recipe. A good side for fish, right? So, any questions about this recipe or the mango situation? No. Okay. Let's go ahead and put my mango here. And bottom line is just to go ahead and utilize what's available in the farmers markets, right?
Yeah.
I have one by my house, and I love it. I was there just yesterday, and nobody likes going with me because I spend hours. My mom says, "Where are you going? Are you going to a certain store?" I'm like, "I'm going to the farmer's market here by the house. I'll just stay here. I'm not going." I'm like, "You can just look." She said, "There's nothing there that I can just get excited about. Just go, you go." Because she gets up in the mornings, makes her home flour tortillas. She never, she needs to come to this class so she can hear you, right? Because she won't listen to me. So she doesn't like going, but when you go to the like farmers markets or stores, they have all this organic and local products and produce. So amazing. I mean, who's not going to spend at least 3 hours there, right? Is that a lot?